Hello everyone and welcome to the 2019 Battle of Hastings Best Trick presented by Vero. I'm Scotty Kramer. I'm joined alongside one of my childhood idols and BMX legend Chris Doyle. Chris, good to have you here today.
Thanks so much, Scotty. Super excited to be doing this with you. Today's going to be fun.
So we have the best trick going down today, and we have 12 teams that had to pick their best rider going into this one. So we're going to get the best possible riding you guys have ever seen in 30 minutes. I can guarantee you that. So leading into this today, we're going to go over the riders, we're going to go over the format, and we're going to go over all the crazy tricks that we see in this one. So let's get things started. Let's start talking about the teams. And I'm going to go through a list of the team riders right now. The first rider in is going to be Lil Jon. Then it's going to be Dan Paley. Then it's going to be Garrett Reynolds, Kevin Peraza, Morgan Wade, Boyd Hilder, Felix Prangenberg, Stuart Chisholm, Jake Wallwork, Matt Ray, Courage Adams, and Corey Martinez. Now, out of all those names, Chris Doyle, who is sticking out to you?
Well, I mean, all these guys bring a little something different to the table. I'm going to go with a dark horse. I'm going to go with Lil Jon. Lil Jon could really pull an upset here. I mean, he's not as popular as some of these guys, but he could really do it. And then I'm going to go with a guy like Corey Martinez, the veteran. He's got brakes on his bike after 15 years of being brakeless. It's going to be really cool to see what he brings to the table.
Yes, it is. We'll get this started soon. So we're back and we're going to be checking out the course momentarily, but we're also going to be talking about the format today. With a best trick competition, it's going to be your best trick that is going to count. But the format of this one is going to be, you know, a jam format. So these guys are going to be firing and firing and firing. And what's really cool about this competition also, compared to previous years, is going to be the full course. It is not just going to be the street course. We are going to see the bowl is playing. And some of the biggest tricks are going to happen in that bowl. I can guarantee you that, Chris.
And it's like we've seen in the past. I mean, in a jam format, anything can happen. This is going to be 30 minutes of absolute fury.
And there's been some talk, you know, you're here at the Battle of Hastings, everybody's hanging out, everybody's having such a good time, a bunch of friends, and you hear whispers of tricks that we could potentially see. Some of the things that I've heard will be the first time ever done in this building. It is going to be epic, to say the least.
Oh yeah, and you take a look at this list and you think about guys like Boyd Hilder, who's having one of the best years ever. What's he going to bring to the table? Garrett Reynolds, one of the most decorated street riders of all time, can also ride a bull. I'm not taking anything away from his bull skills, but I mean, all of these guys could do it, and all of these guys are capable of pulling some of the craziest tricks we've ever seen.
And one of the names that's sticking out to me, who I'm really excited to watch ride, and I've never seen him ride in person, is Courage Adams. Courage Adams is almost like a myth in BMX because everybody sees these videos of him. You know, they don't really see him get to ride at too many contests because he has a situation where it's hard for him to travel right now. So seeing him here at this event and seeing him ride in person for the first time, like I feel like a little kid. I met him yesterday and I went up to him and I just praised him, man, of how cool it is to see his style of BMX and how, you know, just the crazy tricks that he does on first try situations is unreal.
Well, also, Courage has so much balance and control. He can make one trick last about a minute long because he can manual around the entire course, both on his front wheel and his back wheel. So, I mean, his best trick, I have a feeling, is going to look so much different than everybody else's.
There's no doubt about that. So right now, we are getting the riders all set to go. Everybody inside the building is absolutely just on their feet, ready to go, and the first rider is in. Chris Doyle, Lil Jon, you told me you kind of had an idea of what he was going to be bringing to the competition today.
Well, we just saw Lil Jon do that knack-knack wall plant. Now, I don't think that's what he has planned for his ultimate best trick, because I saw him eyeing some things up in practice. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Lil Jon, but I mean, it's never easy to be the first guy to drop in either.
Especially when it's a 30-minute jam as well. You don't want to bring your best thing straight away. So next rider in is Dan Paley. Wow, going up on top of that monster wall, and he put his front peg on the top, almost like an Over Smith. I'm really interested to see what he's going to be eyeing up in the future.
Yeah, maybe like the Matt Behringer Smith to 270 out, that sort of thing, but on a 12-foot vert wall. I mean,
I've never seen that. That would be a first for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, this is a guy from your home state, the Garden State, New Jersey, Mr. Garrett Reynolds.
The best to ever do it right here. Garrett Reynolds, he is just unbelievable. Tail up to feeble to bar spin to manual. Oh my God. And it just goes to show right there. Like, look at that. Straight away.
Garrett's the type of guy where it's like hard for him to mess up sometimes. So for him to even step off of that, as crazy it was, it's kind of uncharacteristic. So we're probably going to see him pull that later on in today's competition.
Probably. That's a funny one, Chris. No, so talking about Garrett's run right there, he did the bar spin, the fakie. And Garrett was like one of the first guys in street to originate that style. So I'm sure we'll see more of that. But here goes Kevin Peraza dropping in, my Vans teammate. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Decade drop in. Like, years ago, that would have been impossible. And just goes to show just how crazy BMX is right now.
Yeah, and you think about it. So Kevin got that, he just did that on his first run, perfect. So now he has the rest of the 30 minutes just to kind of play around, see what he can do. And look who we got coming up here is Morgan Wade. Oh. Morgan is an absolute animal. I cannot wait to see what he brings to the table here in this best trick competition.
One of my all-time favorite riders. This guy is the real deal. I started competing with him the same exact year. He was my counselor at Woodward the year before we both went pro together. And I know what he's capable of, and I know what he wants to do, and we're in for some serious, serious heat, Chris.
Well, look at the way he's eyeing up this bowl. I mean, it is intense. Morgan is an intense guy. He's an intense rider. Let's see what he's got going on here. He's just pumping the bowl, getting some speed, maybe looking at some things.
Man, I know it's coming. This is going to be huge. Alley-oop 270. Oh my God, that's a good sign though. He landed in the transition. So if his body made it, that means he's got a good chance of doing it with this bike.
And you know that's exactly what he's thinking right now. He's like, my body made it. I can probably make it with my bike on the next attempt or later attempt. Look, Dennis Anderson showing him the footage. Here's what you could maybe do differently. Here's how close you were. And now Morgan is, getting that confidence going.
And he knows. And earlier today, we had the course competition, and Morgan Wade did such a crazy flare transfer that nobody has done before here. So he is totally putting his mark on the course. Here's one of your favorites dropping in, Chris.
Well, Boyd Hilder's one of my favorite bike riders right now. Definitely a leader of the new school. Showing you that feeble up on the big wall. Going to be interesting to see where he goes with that. Obviously, that's not what he wanted to do, but Boyd Hilder is one of these guys. He's having the best year ever. New sponsors, contest wins, tons of content, tons of coverage. Boyd Hilder could really do it here today. Check this guy out. Felix Prangenberg.
Wow.
Going for the hard way 540 to some sort of grind. We're going to have to look forward to that.
Yeah, looks like he was probably going to go for like an inward Smith on his switch side, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I actually met Felix's dad today. He's like, hey, Chris, this is my dad. I got to meet his dad. His dad was a really cool guy. I told his dad, I was like, I think you and I are the same age. He's like, nah, man, I'm 50 years old. And then I was like, wow, I'm aging poorly then.
All right, next in is the local right now, Stuart. Whoa, massive, insane, like barrel roll, underflip transfer. Over the rail.
Well, you got to be young to take a slam like that and then just get right back up. He's a local here at the Source Skate Park, and watching him ride in the prelims competition was really, really fun. He's got all the local lines. He's got the tricks. We're definitely going to be hearing more about Stuart as time goes on.
All right, Jake Walworth coming in. This guy has some of the craziest tricks in BMX. I was so happy to see his name on the list. Look at that flare Superman C-Crib. Was that an Indian Air? It was hard to see, but that was unreal. Very close to pulling that one.
Yeah, and you guys got to keep in mind if you're watching at home, these guys are going to have more time. This isn't the end-all be-all. They still have, I don't know what the clock is at right now, but they have a lot of time to get these tricks done. So if they don't pull it on their first try, they will get more attempts.
Matt Ray dropping in, one of the most well-rounded BMX riders to ever do it. He's in my top 5 for sure of the greatest, because this guy has so much bike control, has so many tricks, and he can ride it all. And here he is in the bowl. Whoa. Chris, I think that was only a setup for something in the future right there. That was a double truck 540, and that's not enough. I think he wants to squeeze more rotation in there.
It's like I was telling you earlier, Matt Ray has a tendency to make things look too easy. And I think he needs some, like, I would love to see him step it up and do something with that, because that just looked far too easy for him.
And here he goes, Courage Adams, the guy we were talking about a little earlier. Starting things off with a casual nose wheelie across and down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
if I did that nose manual, I would have celebrated for the next 6 months of my life.
Yeah, and Courage is a guy you have to watch that balance, and you have to watch the subtleties, because he'll do that nose wheelie, come around, throw the bars, and land manual, and then just go into another grind on something else. Like, definitely have to keep an eye on him.
Corey going for the 540 Hurricane, and like Chris was saying earlier, he's got the brakes back on. How do you feel about Corey having the brakes on?
I love it. I love seeing guys change it up and try, some different things. And I say he's changing it up, but 15 years ago, Martinez was one of the first guys I ever saw do a Hurricane on a sub box. So he's bringing it back here. It's funny to see how riders sometimes go full circle like that.
And that's the freedom of BMX. They're able to do that. But here we go back up to the top. We got Lil Jon dropping in. Going for that knack-knack plant once again. Ooh, blowing off the back.
the pride of Milwaukee, Wisconsin right there. Lil Jon showing you that knack-knack. Oh, and there's Felix going for that hard way 540 again.
He's getting close, though. The pegs did touch right there. That's going to be insane. This crowd is going to erupt if he pulls that one.
Here's Mr. Boyd Hilder right back into the bowl. Going to be interesting to see where he goes with this feeble again. There he goes.
Feeble to Smith to bar spin. Are you kidding me, Chris?
Wow. Wow, he made that look so easy, made it look so good. Feeble, Smith, bar spin in. And you have to keep in mind, it's hard to lose how big that wall is, but that's like a 12-foot wall. That's a huge drop.
Oh my God, I'm in shock right now. This is insane. KP with the flare. Oh, he's looking for a half cap something in the bowl. We've seen him do this before many times. But one thing we should talk about, Chris, is the way that this format works. So all these guys that are trying these tricks, it's not just the best trick that's going to, get you the points. They are getting points from 12th place to first. So it's important to get on the board. Like, it's important to land something. Right now, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. We got Vero, we got Vans Off the Wall, we have Monster, BSD, Cinema, A Claw, Fly Bikes, GT, Odyssey, ProTech, Profile, We the People, and you guys out there, make sure you use the hashtag BOHBMX. Check it out. There's going to be some insane stuff being posted. So back into it. It looks like our main man, Morgan Wade, is up on the deck. Chris, are you ready for this one?
Man, I would love to see him get this. This is classic Morgan Wade. I mean, this is like the Morgan Wade we saw of like when he came into the game, when he was like coming out doing all those big transfers. This is some classic Morgan right here. Really would be exciting to watch him pull this. I mean, and like we said before, his body made it into that transition. Let's see if he can get the bike to go with him.
Here it is, Chris. Whoa, the 270 just over-rotating a little bit there. And when we say over-rotating, he's just spinning too much off of that wall. When you're traveling that hard, doing that alley-oop, it's so hard to under-rotate that. Your body wants to naturally travel because you have to carve so far. That's a massive gap. It's not just a pullback, it's an alley-oop as well.
Corey Martinez going for that Hurricane on the sub. I mean, that's a small bowl. That's a small transition to be coming out of to get up on that thing. Oh.
Oof. Looks like he's setting up the fakie.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be eyeing up the 720. Felix. 540 backward Smith. Are you kidding me? Look at everybody right now, because that is possibly a world's first. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding, guys. The level of riding at Battle of Hastings every single year, it gets raised up.
Absolutely crazy. Hard way 540 to backward Smith. Crazy.
Lil Jon back on for that knack-knack plant on the wall, trying to get some points in there. Now you can see the graphic just went up. 20 minutes left. We are a third way through on the Vero best trick. And we are seeing some serious bangers already, that is for sure. Jake Wallwork, there's a Superman secret flare. Oh, just couldn't get a hold of the bike. It looks like he lost it with his hand. It couldn't be directed back underneath of him. Courage Adams, one of my favorites for sure. Let's see if he can land this insane link. Dropping in with the nose, still going. Like, that should be impossible.
I don't want to give anything away, but I saw him do this, a similar link in practice. So Hopefully we can see that same thing here
So
in
you're
the
saying there's a
competition.
chance.
We saw Peraza going for that flare, rolling backwards, and then do the decade on in. Definitely something that's within his reach.
Wait for the next rider to drop right here. The energy in this building is indescribable. There is nothing like this. And this is what's going to make the impossible possible right here. Here goes Big Stu. Oh, once again, similar crash. And that's a rough hit right there.
That is a big slam to take.
Oh, I didn't think something like that would even be possible. He's carving up on that side piece. It's very narrow. He's trying to launch over, doing that underflip, gapping all the way over that rail. And the rotation's just a little hard right there for him.
You know what, Scotty? If I take 2 slams like that, you need a forklift to pull me off the ground.
Me too, Chris. Don't feel alone in that one. Garrett Reynolds came so close to that trick on his first attempt. And the last 2 have been hard for him. Even though that field to Smith is unreal. I'd be celebrating that one alone.
Right, right. And with a guy like Garrett Reynolds, like it's fun to watch him try. It's fun to see him like have to like push himself because he's a guy that, for the most part, it's tough for him to mess up. He's usually so flawless. So it's really cool to watch some of these guys really have to try.
It's weird seeing him be human, that's for sure. Here goes Corey Martinez. Oh man, the back wheel slipped off of the wall right there. So even though he didn't pull it, I'm glad he rode away like that.
Oh yeah.
Here goes Matt Ray. Let's see if he goes for it. Are you kidding me? Triple truck to fakie right there. That was huge.
I don't think Matt Ray has even broken a sweat yet.
Next one in right here.
Well, what
Is that Felix?
Yeah,
Oh.
Felix is back on it.
Oh, I don't know how you could have anything else in your bag of tricks after a 540 to backward Smith.
But it's like we just saw, these guys still have almost 20 minutes left. So there's a lot of time left. If these guys want to play around with something, Courage Adams, check out the balance.
Oh man, that's insane, Chris. I just can't believe somebody could drop in nose manual down something like that and try to keep it going. KP, what was that? So like an alley-oop Ruben wall ride, 2-180. That was crazy looking.
Speaking of Ruben wall rides, Ruben is one of our judges here today.
I guess if you're gonna butter up the judge, you might as well do a trick move after him,
do
right?
one of the tricks he invented.
Jake Wallwork back in. Let's see if we can get this flare. Grabbing the seat. Oh, so close. He got back on the bike that time, but just didn't have enough time to get the rotation. So
That
he's
reminds
getting
me of
closer.
something you would have done back in the day, like the flare with the Superman seat grab ending there.
Definitely something that was I thought about for years and years. But man, to be able to grab the bike upside down is something that should be impossible. And the fact that we're seeing it here is unreal. But back in is Morgan Wade, Texas pride right here, going for the craziest gap transfer alley-oop in this bowl. I can promise you that. Let's see if he can make this happen now. Alley-oop. Oh! So now he's carving a little bit too much. And he actually landed on the top deck instead of landing in the transition. But
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know what that's like, what he's going through,
Yeah.
but it looks like he needs a little bit more pull and a little less spin, and it'll come in nice for him.
he's got plenty of time left on the clock. Here goes Felix dropping back in. Let's see if he goes for that 360 whip again, Chris.
There's that. Going for the 3-whip to Smith. I believe that would be an opposite Smith, but you never know with Felix because he's always switching his feet. He's always turning the opposite direction. He grinds on both sides, and he's so comfortable doing all of that you really never can tell.
Yes, these guys are so good now. It's like, what is opposite anymore? Courage. Oh, he's just got to get past that turn right there. And what's crazy is I think he's got a long way to go on that whole line that he's going to be doing. KP, that was pretty sick right there. I know it might not have been exactly what he wanted, but just seeing that alley-oop Ruben with that 180 out. Garrett just looking for that link. It's crazy to think, like we said earlier, he was so close that first time around. Lil Jon, let's see if he mixes it up or if he's going to go for that trick again, Chris.
You know what? That's a dope trick. I love the knack-knack wall plant like that. That's sick. But I'm telling you, backflip fly out. Never seen John do that one before.
All right, there's the marker coming up. We have 15 minutes left, officially halfway through this jam. So it is time to start getting serious. You need to figure out exactly what you're doing, work out the kinks, and get a score on the board for your team so you can make it into tomorrow's final. Who's dropping in next, Chris? Let's see who we got. Looks like Jake Wallwork.
Going in opposite end this time. Maybe
Bringing
getting
some
a little bit
serious
more speed here.
Yeah, a lot of speed.
If you're going to do it big.
Oh, bailing off right there. That's a tough trick. It's crazy to see. Something that, like, when I was younger, I never thought I would actually see. It just doesn't make sense. How you could spin a flip and a 180 simultaneous without the bike underneath you. Ooh, Felix chopping off right there again. It looks like rapid fire now. The guys are knowing that it's coming down to this. They're starting to get to work straight away because the longer these guys take on the deck, the much more time that they lose, that's less opportunities for them to get another chance to do it.
Absolutely. Would love to see Courage get this link. Here. He just needs to make it down to the bottom of that wedge and keep that balance, and then I think he'll be home free.
Oh,
we got Stewart coming in
Stu's
out
back
of nowhere.
in. Oh, he's looking for the right pump right there. Look, you can see he's starting all the way out of bounds, coming around the corner through the crowd, getting that speed, because what he's doing requires so much speed, and it's like it's not set up for that in that area over there. That's a street course. That's where, you know, this is supposed to be a slower speed. So here's Corey Martinez. I remember you being at my skate park and doing the Hurricane 540 on that railing that we had out of our mini ramp, man. And I was just so amazed. That's something that I never got a chance to do. I was never brave enough to do it. So.
Well, like I said, Corey was the first guy I saw do it, so I was just emulating him, so to speak.
Garrett slipping off the back again. Let's see who's dropping in next. It looks like Matt Ray. Double truck 5. Chris, I think he's going to go for the 720.
You're thinking 720 double bar?
I think he's going to go 720 double bars, Vin.
Oh, well, let's see if that magic ball of yours is going to work out.
Again! Look at this guy, man. He's just...
Wow.
He's like a jukebox of best tricks out here, man.
I know. Felix just 3-whip to the Smith. I mean, man, like that's 2 hard tricks he's done. So now the judges have to make a decision. Which one was harder?
Because he can't get first and second place points. We just want to clarify that, guys.
Right, and they can only choose one trick.
Only one trick is going to count in this one. And the way it's going to work, the team that gets first place is going to be awarded 12 points. The team that gets 12th place will be awarded 1 point. Now the points will be added together for the rest of it, and we're going to see who makes the finals. Courage Adams dropping in. He's going further, Chris. Manualing into nose again. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Where is he gonna go? Where is this best trick gonna end with Courage Adams? Like where is he gonna end his trick? Because it could, I mean, he could keep that going for a long time.
We might go overtime. It might be longer than 30 minutes if Courage gets this link going. But here we go. One of my favorite riders of all time, Morgan Wade, the baddest dude to ever touch a BMX bike. What he did at X Games this year was seriously unreal. Had me in shock. And what he's about to do here at Battle of Hastings is going to blow everybody's mind that's in attendance right now. Here he goes, Chris. Alley-oop! Oh, he's so close! Not even fazed by that crash.
No.
Gets right back up.
No, he definitely hurts the ramp more than he hurts himself. But yeah, that one looked really, really close.
That was it.
You know, maybe a little bit more speed, and he's got it.
But he had all... Oh, damn, Paley just did! The over Smith on the top of the wall, pulling that one. Man, that's an insane trick right there.
Wow, damn.
Downside Smith on the top of that, it's got to be at least 12 feet off the ground, right? At least.
And pulling back in 270. Look at all his boys just out there congratulating him.
Well deserved. That's BMX right there. And he is the team captain of his team. Garrett Reynolds going for that line. Coming up short again with that bar spin out. Felix Prangenberg is still riding, Chris.
Yeah, what more does he want to do?
I don't know.
Maybe come in fakey out of that Smith?
Who knows? Truck to X up Smith. That's pretty sick. Corey Martinez
king
right
of
here.
Smith grinds.
Yeah, seriously, just think about that. The things that he's trying, I've never seen anybody else do before.
Corey Martinez.
It's so hard to blindly catch that sub box right there with your back wheel.
And it's a little transition too.
It is, but it's a big wall. Matt Ray, double truck 5. He wants it, Chris. He's just got to get the confidence, catch the bars, and spin the rest of the way.
Right. He's got 180 more degrees to go. Does he have it? He's got a little bit more time.
I think Big Stu is setting up, I think, right now. I'm pretty sure. Coming in, getting some speed, going for the underflip. Wow, that just scared me a little bit. I thought he was going to land in a crooked grind right there. He did right away a little bit. His feet blew off, so it's not what he wants exactly. He's got to clean it up a little bit.
Is that where he's trying to go? Is he trying to just go over the rail? Is he trying to connect with the rail?
I don't know. I mean, if he tries to connect with that rail, my mind will officially be blown. Here we go, Jake Wall work. Oh, landing that one, foot kind of came off right there, but he's so close. The graphic just came up. 10 minutes left in the Vero best trick. All you guys out there, remember the hashtag BOHBMX, get involved, check it out. Courage Adams, he's got a lot to catch up on right now. He hasn't successfully landed his run, but he is capable. We've seen the clip. We saw the practice clip. We know what he wants. It is possible. Garrett Reynolds. Oh, man. He's got a lot to
I've
catch
said
up
it
on
before,
that.
and I'll say it again. I'm always impressed with the amount of talent that has come out of the state of New Jersey. Yourself included, Garrett Reynolds. Oh, here we go.
That's a 720. Are you kidding me, Chris? He messed up the roll at the last second. Chris, are like that 720 was like 6 feet out as well.
That was one of the highest airs I've seen on that quarter all day long. And he was doing a 720 double bar spin coming in fake. He just screwed up the rollback a little bit, but Matt's one of those guys. He learned from that.
Oh my God, Chris, are we really seeing this right now? And it's crazy. We haven't seen Boyd Hilder touch this course in a while.
I just saw.
Just think about that. You know, he did his biggest trick already. Like, this is so wild. You can't forget about all we've seen so far and the stuff that's still going down.
I see Boyd up there sipping a beer and just hanging out and cheering on his friends.
I mean, well deserved. I'm totally okay with that, but man. Oh, Corey, he's got to catch that back wheel right to get this 540 Hurricane.
All right, here we go. Courage Adams back on course. Showing you the nose wheelie. Keep it going down the wedge. Make the turn.
Oh, here it is. To the main hole. Can he connect it? I don't know why I'm talking like a golf thing here, but I felt like it was needed for a situation like that.
So it looks like he's trying to make it into the big bowl.
If he goes all the way across, that's nuts, Chris.
He's definitely not making it easy on the cameramen out there because he's covering a lot of ground.
Multiple angles needed. All right, let's see who's dropping in next. It looks like KP.
Now I have to, here we go. Here's the Ruben wall ride fakie.
Oh, half cap whip, late turn down.
Is Ruben, or not, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Ruben, but is Morgan Wade somewhere fixing his bike? Because I don't see him on the deck right now.
That's a good question. That was like his smoothest crash as well. So.
Yeah, so maybe he, you know, a back wheel blowout, maybe a tire blowout. Martinez.
Building suspense as well. Corey just can't get that back wheel on there again. We got to get that one for him. Felix Frankenberg. Multiple pulls so far. Let's see if he gets this. Oh, see that at the last second? He's like, oh, can't do it.
Yeah, trying to land in an X-up, in a Smith. Just innovating out there, just making things up as he goes. Here's Stewart.
Big Stu. Let's see if he's got this one. Pulling over. Oh, and he lands that one. He's trying to clear that rail, and I think he did from that angle right there. It's hard to tell, you know, when there's this many cameras and the guys have to ride the whole course. The guys are clearing the area.
Oh,
Morgan Wade is back in, Chris.
The pride of Tyler, Texas, about to drop into this bowl. He wants that transfer, the big alley-oop, pulling back out of the vert wall. This has never been done here at the Source Park. This will be a first, and probably a last if we know Morgan.
Oh, dropping in. He's got to get the speed. He's going to hit this figure eight for us real quick, and then he's going to let it rip. 92nd now. History possibly being made, Chris. Oh, no! Morgan, get back up there. You got to get this one. The Legends team needs this one for Morgan Wade to step up. The whole crew, Brian Kaczynski, Dave Frymouth, Rob Wise.
Yeah,
what a team.
What a lineup. I mean, Dave Frymouth, come on. Like,
amazing.
that is, just to have a guy like Frymouth here, it means a lot, and it says a lot about this contest. Courage Adams got the nose wheelie, pulling it down to Emmanuel. There's the nose wheelie again. He's still up.
This is it, Chris. What's he doing?
He's still on the
going,
nose wheelie.
Chris. Chris, he just did even further than we expected him to do. That shouldn't be possible. How, Chris?
He went from one end of the park to the other. A nose wheelie, did the manual down the other wedge, then a back to a nose wheelie, and he manualed all the way around the source park here. I
will tell you one thing, he has lived up to the hype. Garrett Reynolds, missed the double bar spin this time. But yes, back to Courage, he has fully lived up to the hype. This guy is the real deal.
And I'm not going to put any pressure on him, but there's still a little bit of time. He could even do more if he wants.
There's a truck to X up Smith.
Yeah, Felix at this point, I think, is just having a good time, just out there, you know, cruising with the buddies.
Oh, so close, so much happening. It's such a little area right there. Garrett Reynolds. Oh, he just can't get that manual line out right now. I'll say it again, like he was so close on that first attempt.
Yeah, first attempt looked like no problem. Here we go, Matt Ray.
Oh, Matt, get back up. Get back up. We got to get this one. I've never, ever seen anybody land that trick. That will be a world's first for sure. Here goes Martinez, Chris.
There it is. There's that hurricane.
Pulling that one. His team's going nuts. Dan Paley's going nuts. That was epic. Good to see Corey Martinez still in the game, still producing at such a high level.
It's crazy to call Martinez a veteran, but I mean, he's a veteran out here. Oh, Stewart's back on up on the sub rail. Wants a little piece of that sub rail like Martinez just got.
KP dropping in. Let's see if he can get this line right now. Ruben being the judge, doing the trick in front of him. Oh, that tail was so late right there. But we still have another rider that is going to be getting ready to go soon. Big Stu back in, hot lap, looking for something on the stub.
You can tell that like Stewart and Felix are the younger guys because they have like so much energy.
Yes.
They just keep going and going.
Oh, looping out straight off of that bar spin.
I think this is the longest it's ever taken Garrett Reynolds to pull a trick.
And Courage Adams is back on the course, Chris. I think you weren't kidding.
Hey, why not? Why not, you know, try a little bit more? He's got that one in the bank now, so maybe that pressure's off his shoulders a little bit. Maybe you can play around with it a little bit.
We're running out of time. Matt Ray dropping in. It looks like he's going to get a better setup for speed. He's got to get that perfect pump over that hip so he can send this double truck 720 to fakie. Matt Ray.
Oh, and he gets
pulls
it!
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
Matt Ray.
Unreal.
Completely blowing minds every second that he gets on his bike. It doesn't matter if it's at X Games, on the street course, if it's at Battle of Hastings in front of all the court riders. But look it, there's a man right in the camera right now, Morgan Wade. I'll say it again, the baddest dude to ever ride BMX. My favorite rider of all time, Tom Dugan, about to burst a vein right now. Deservingly, let's see if Morgan get this one, Chris. He's got to get this figure eight of speed.
I think Tom Dugan wants Morgan to pull this more than Morgan wants to pull this,
well,
based on that.
Big alley-oop. Oh, he had the bail this time. He's so close. He's got to get back on that bike. I think he's got some time left. I'm hoping. 1 minute left, Chris.
Well,
1 minute left.
Now it's the pressure cooker. These guys, if they haven't pulled their trick, now's the time. Got to make it happen.
Oh, KP landing so close to that coping, man. Camera finding the next rider. It looks like Courage Adams. I'll tell you what, if Courage gets locked in, this might ruin the rest of the guys' chance right now. From start to finish, this can go overtime.
Look how comfortable he looks in that nose wheelie. That's something else right there.
That's something you will never say about me, Chris. Before my accident, after the accident, it doesn't matter.
Nose wheelie, man, that's hard, yeah.
Garrett Reynolds, if anybody knows about pressure, it's this guy. And of course, right? Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to go down. Steps up for his team to get him the points needed for the finals.
I think Garrett was just messing with us, just trying to make it look hard. Oh, check out
KP!
Peraza!
Oh, stepping off at the last second. What a crazy trick, though. Big Stu, bar spin in, get one on the board. He also did that underflip, though. That was a huge trick as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we talked about before. There are points for second, third, and fourth, so these guys want to get a good trick in the bank. And Morgan Wade is back in the bowl. He wants this transfer.
And these are the Battle of Hastings moments right now, Chris. If he can get this one, this place, the roof's going to fall off of it.
Oh,
does it! Are you kidding me? Morgan Wade stepping up at the key moment and landing it. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. He made it look so smooth too. He made it look so good.
Look at his face right now. Morgan is having the best day ever. He told me he wanted to get that 270. He did both the tricks that he came here to do. The flare in the qualifying, the 270. Look at that angle right there. You can see that vert wall to that quarter pipe that he landed in. That's at least a 12-foot pullback.
Unbelievable, Scotty. Unbelievable. I mean, think about all we've seen Morgan do in his BMX career, and then to still be doing it. I mean, come on, that was something else.
Like I said, we became pro at this very same year. Morgan Wade is still doing it. He is still the man that is pushing the limits at X Games this year, Chris. Double tail drop in. You saw the bottom view of him doing that double tail one-hander on that vert. That was absolutely insane. Me and Chris are in a bit of shock right now. I'm just completely mind blown. Like, that couldn't have been a better storybook ending for Morgan Wade right there. Wait until the very last run, the last rider to step up and land that huge 270.
The last guy to go, he worked at it and he worked at it and he worked at it. It took him the whole 30 minutes of that jam format. And just to see a guy like Morgan, who's been around, who's done so much in BMX, to get a trick like that, I mean, I'm like sweating right now. I know you can't tell, but I'm like sweating. My hands are sweating. That was a really, really fun best trick competition.
And we can't count out the rest of the riders. Felix Prangenberg doing that inward 540 to Smith, opposite side, like that was crazy right there. And then Matt Ray,
720. Double bar spin, and again, he had to work at it too. It didn't come easy, so the judges saw how hard these guys were working, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they place these guys. Remember, there are points for second, third, fourth, all the way down to 12th, so these guys had to pull at least one trick.
it was much needed because we have the video process, we have the qualifying, and we also